What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to go over my pad here and how well it's held up over its first winter. It's been a while since I've made any videos on this little project. I know you guys are curious, so we're going to get into it. This is what we got after our first winter, and I gotta say, well, winter's not totally over yet, but we're through most of it, so I figured I'd make this video now. I gotta say, we had a really bad winter this year. This was probably, I would say, this was probably the worst winter we had in about 10 years, roughly, give or take. We had a couple really bad freeze and thaw cycles. I guess we're going through one of them right now. It's probably gonna freeze one more time. The ground will probably freeze one more time. But the point of saying that is it was just a really bad winter, and the ground has been freezing a lot and moving a lot. And so if I was gonna have any well, it's really windy out today, so realistically, if I was going to have any problems with this pad, I pretty much would have had them already. That one week it got down to like -8 for a few days. It was really cold. So with it being that cold, the ground can just freeze really far way down and potentially cause a lot of issues. Let me just show you up close all the little minor problems I've had. It's really not bad at all. So realistically, the only issue that I have is a little bit of spalling here and there, right where the pads meet. And a couple of you guys called that, which I knew it was going to happen as well, and I'm not worried about it. I tried to avoid that in a few areas. Basically, I would try to make the pads as level as I possibly could in the meet point, so there was less chance of that happening. But a few of the pads I still had it happen, so I'll show you. The worst one is where I very first started. So right here, had a few spalling come up right here. And that's from a lot of water sitting on here and freezing and popping up. It was just a real thin layer, and that's my fault from how I finished it. But if you look at pretty much all the seams, one of the really benefits, one of the positive notes, is that none of the pads really moved up or down at all. So everything I did with the rebar, so you can see it popping up a little bit right there. So everything I did with the rebar really just worked and kept these pads from moving. You can see where they've cracked, but there's no movement at all, so it's still really smooth. And see, this one didn't even crack. This is the one where rebar goes all the way through it, and it has a tiny little hairline in it you can barely even see, like right there. So a couple little spots where a little bit of spalling has happened, but that's pretty much it. Nothing really major. And you guys know this isn't the prettiest concrete in the world. Like, here was a little bit of spalling right there, but it's all no movement at all. Like I said, this wasn't the prettiest concrete in the world, so one day I might just go over this with some type of epoxy or something anyway. So I'm not worried about any of this stuff at all. The only thing I was concerned with was the pads moving and separating from each other. So it looks like that didn't happen at all. Still can barely even feel the difference between the two pads. So we're looking good. Like I said, that little bit of spalling here and there really doesn't bother me at all, because one, I'm going to be doing tons of work on this floor. It's going to be getting beat up a lot. And two, if I want to make it pretty, it's just going to get that epoxy coat. But yeah, guys, just wanted to give you an update on the pad. I know it's been a while since I did anything on it. I'm getting ready here real soon to start digging the footer. I'm planning on pouring the footer with my Harbor Freight cement mixer, so that'll be a pretty cool little video. But yeah, we're gonna start working on this here real soon. Gonna get this all dug out, get the footer poured, then we're gonna start laying up the block. Whenever I'm ready to do the block, that should go up pretty fast, just because got a good bit of experience doing that, so those will be some cool videos as well. It's been really nice having somewhere to at least store my camper. So you can see my camper's been here all winter pretty much. Now I got it out of the mud, and it's a perfectly level spot for me to get my truck up under there and get it onto the truck really easily. It's been really nice just for that alone. And then a couple times over the winter, had to do some maintenance to my vehicles, like brakes and oil and stuff. And even though it was really cold out and not ideal, at least I had a really nice area to work on my vehicle instead of laying in the cold snow and the gravel. At least I could lay on some cold concrete. It did help, made it a little nicer. Yeah guys, getting ready to get this all knocked out, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be some big videos here in the spring coming very, very soon. So that's gonna be it guys. Just want to give you this quick update on the pad and everything that's going on with it. So stay tuned, there's gonna be a lot more coming soon. And yeah, hope you guys have a great day. Peace.